Hey brother, as a fellow believer, I just wanted to tell you that maybe you should watch your language a little more in the company you keep. You know, you go into these bars and you play all these shows, and we just don't want people to get a false idea of what it means to be a real Christian, you know? But hey, I love you, man.
I know that they'll never really let me in. Persecuted cause the fact is I think different. I know that one day something's got to give. Save the gavel for the jury, tell my verdict's in. Ezekiel 33:11, God said, I take no pleasure in the death of a wicked man, that the wicked man turn from his ways and live. Christ told me pick up this cross, carry daily. He seen a gem inside of me when others said I may be lost in this world, never coming back, I'm crazy. Off with this girl, shooting meth here on a daily. Being in the gutter where we killing one another. Had strife in this life that would only shame my mother. Now I fight for the right to bring this message to another. But the ones who don't like are the ones who call me brother. They say that aim I'm missing, but maybe my method's different. Cause the message that I'm giving, I'm praying you never get it. See, I'm shooting for the prison, everybody in the system, all the one who's in addiction, so just take a seat and listen. I know that they'll never really let me in. Persecuted cause the fact is I think different. I know that one day something's got to give. Save the gavel for the jury, tell my verdict's in.
What's up, everybody? This is D-Rock with Unknown Hip Hop Culture, sitting here with Frank Thompson.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Man, excited for the show?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got Joddi. It's gonna be a good night.
All right, yeah. You already got your playlist set out and everything?
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I usually keep my stuff
Pretty up to date?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well I mean I just played what was it? It's called the Riverfest Festival last weekend. It was down in, I don't know, down by like Shawnee or something.
Okay,
like
yeah.
Little mud hole festival they
Yeah.
had going. A couple of my label mates came in from out of town. They're on tour right now. So they had one of their stops here in Oklahoma, and they were like, yo, you're not, there's no way you're not going to be on this show. You know? So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, bet. So yeah, I just went and played down there last weekend. So, but my set time from there to here, so like last weekend it was, I think I only ran like 13 minutes.
Okay.
Here they give us a little bit more of a window to work with.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
threw in some extra songs, got some new shit that I haven't dropped that nobody's heard yet. And then there was, I don't think it got picked up, so I think I can talk about it. There was a spoken word poem that I did for the Reservation Dogs TV show.
Okay.
I did it, we turned it in. I think they went in another direction, so they didn't ever pick it up.
Okay.
So since it didn't get used, I'm gonna fucking play it tonight.
All right, all right. Yeah, well, let's get into kind of a question I wanted to. You just dropped your music video for Verdict.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it didn't do as good as I wanted it to.
Oh
but,
man,
you know.
I mean, you know, it'll get there. Pretty sure, you know. Well, whenever I seen what time it was, I told my girlfriend, I gotta get to the living room. I gotta watch this on the big TV. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
No, I think I seen one of your stories.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
no problem, man. I mean, like I told you last time, you know, you're actually one of my favorite artists from around here. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Just,
appreciate that.
you know,
man.
not trying to downplay, you know, all the other artists or anything, but you know, it's just whenever I first discovered you, and it was actually Hector that recommended you.
Yeah,
And
that's my dog.
whenever I started researching stuff, I was like, man, this the kind of music that I really appreciate.
You know, man, the thing is with my music, it's real different. Cause like, man, I grew up on like Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up. I was a big Tech 9 fan, dog.
Yeah.
I was a big Tech 9 head. Anything underground, but that fast tempo, that was my speed. I loved it. You know, I loved it because it was like, it was the lyricism that went into it, the creativity of actually writing and staying in a cadence and hitting your
Yeah.
pockets, and you know the way that. And then with Bone Thugs, the way they harmonized their raps, and I was just like, it was mind blowing. So I always gravitated towards that. And so for the first I think like 10 years of me ever making songs or rapping, that's all I did was, you know, ba-da-da, 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 you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't until I met my label mates who I'm with, they got me out of that comfort zone. And I like, dude, I tell a bunch of artists who are coming up, man, it's important to have like other artists, and not don't get me wrong, everybody now is an artist, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody has their thing. But to be around real artistry and real people that have real creativity, and they're not afraid to give like constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Whenever I was going down to, because the label I'm on, it's Trailer Made. They're out of Florida. So when I went down there for the first time, I stayed down there a week with my boy Hard Target, who's the one of the owners of the label. I stayed with him for a week, and that's all I was doing. It was just that, right? And so up to that point, that's all I've ever done. And so everybody who hears me and they know that, they're like, "Oh, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope." Nobody ever said nothing like whenever I did it in front of him, and like I recorded like 5 tracks that week, and the first 2 tracks were like that. And by the time I went to record the 3rd track, he was just like, "Hold on, man." He's like, "I got to tell you something." He was like, "What you're doing, it's talented, it's good, but it's the same, and it's not making music. You're just rapping." He was like, if you want to make music, this is what you have. This is what you should try looking into. And then he helped me how to like structure and build hooks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But before, until I met like him and then the other guys on the label who make songs, right?
Yeah.
They don't make rap songs. They're not just rappers. Like they actually make songs. And
Yeah.
my boy Target has like 10 million views collectively throughout his YouTube on his videos, and he has so much in his catalog. Anyways, he's been doing this for a long time. So whenever someone like that speaks to me on something that I'm doing, I listen.
Yeah.
You know? And instead of like feeling some kind of way, it took a little humility to say, you know what? Okay, show me what you do, and then how I can implement it into my workflow and in my, you know, the way I write.
Yeah.
And my music didn't start coming alive until they started speaking into my music, which it takes a certain like a humble heart to have that, because for like if you're writing something and I come in and I'm like, let me show you how to write better,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
A lot of artists are like, no, fuck
You want
that,
to do it
you
my
know?
way.
Yeah, like we don't want ghostwriters and we don't want da 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 da.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, they never wrote my lyrics for me. They helped me come up with melodies and harmonies and getting my mindset out of this. I gotta say 7 words in the span of 2 bars. You know,
Yeah.
He was like, man, stretch it out. Learn to do this. Learn what harmonies are. And so I started writing. And the first hook that they helped me with, it was a song called "Covered in Blood," and it's like this country rap. And that was my first, like, I guess you call it country rap song. Because people say my shit sounds like country. That's where it came from. Because Hard Target and them, they're country rappers, you know. I'm not.
Yeah.
But my music, the songs that they help me in. So them showing me that opened up an avenue for me that I never thought I would be in, right? Because I'm a native, right?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I don't really listen to like country. Never really listened to country. I don't have nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Never listened to it. But then whenever I started hanging around these guys and getting the way that they started like doing their harmonies in the pockets and learning, it just opened my mind to it, dude. And like, and now it's just everywhere. I mean, you look around Jelly Roll. You know, I love Jelly Roll, bro.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll's my shit.
Man.
I've been listening to Jelly Roll for a long time, you know.
Yeah.
And to see what he did, you know, the way he took what he was and where he's going now and what he is.
Yeah.
It was just, it made it okay for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause for a long time, it's like, bro, I'm from the streets, dog. I've been to the penitentiary. That I can't get down like that. And then you got guys like Jelly Roll coming out and just showing like, yo, it's okay to evolve as a person, you know,
Yeah.
and to evolve in your music. And now, dude, I just like, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I listen to a lot of music today that I never thought I'd ever listen to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, since speaking of your label and stuff, since I discovered you, I've been kind of keeping tabs on all the, well, I don't know if it's all of them, but a few of your label mates and stuff, and you know, I've been keeping track with. They make some good music.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make some catchy tunes and stuff. I was well, I talked to him last week, I believe, Cody Lane, and I happened to see you in one of the videos, and we
yeah.
got to talking about you and everything. I was like, yeah, I know Frank. I was like, kind of, he's like, yeah, he gave nothing but love for you, giving your advice for like the videos and everything. He's like, yeah, he's like, Frank's real good. I was like, yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's cool, man.
yeah,
Yeah. So Cody Lane just cut an entire project with my boy Simple Man.
yeah,
They just put out that I-40Es.
yeah,
Which is a fucking dope ass record. And I got actually, I'm gonna be playing a song tonight. I'm playing my part of it, but I have Simple Man on it.
okay,
And he fucking eats it alive, bro. It's called Mama Don't Try or Mama Don't Cry.
okay.
He fucking eats that song alive, dude. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm playing mine tonight.
All right,
And we got Target on the hook, so that song's gonna be. But yeah, Cody Lane's good fucking people.
Yeah.
We went down. We was with him for like, I think 2 days. My guys flew here and they shot a bunch of videos for the project, and I shot some for them. And then we did the show down in Muskogee.
Yeah, I was watching the video and I was like, that looks like Frank. Then I didn't know Simple Man, and I seen the chain, and I noticed. Then I started kind of putting two and two together, going research. Then I started researching Hard Target and everything from your last video, the different days.
Yeah.
That and I've been following pretty much your labels ever since then. Just
oh man, that's dope.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, those guys are. And the thing about the thing with Trailer Made, it's a family and it's a collective. Everybody brings something different to the table. Dirty, my boy from Pennsylvania, he was just here. Moccasin Creek has been around for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like they have been making music in that genre for a long time. Like they have a very faithful following. He came out here because the show we did last weekend, it was Moccasin Creek. It was part of their tour.
Yeah.
And everybody was there, and everybody knew who he was, and it's just like, it's amazing. Like, these are my friends, like some people call him Moccasin Creek. I know him as Jeff, there's Target, Hard Target, as you know him as Ryan, like these are my people. Breadwin, yeah, man. But the whole thing with the label is everybody brings something to the table, something different.
Yeah.
And when I first met them, it wasn't my music that made them want to work with me. It was, I was doing a show and I was like 6 months sober, and they're all doing their thing, right? Everybody's getting fucked up, and I'm just there. And then I ended up going to an AA meeting the next day because we did back-to-back shows in Arkansas. And there was me, Target, Breadwin, Big Buzz, and Cryptic Wisdom. And so we did shows back-to-back, so we stayed in this hotel. I woke up early the next morning, and while they were all going to get breakfast and stuff, like, I went to an AA meeting, and they couldn't find me. So whenever I told them where I was, they're like, "Where, man, we went to breakfast." I was like, cat's out the bag now. I was like, man, look, I'm an alcoholic in recovery, and I had to go to an AA meeting, and like, they were like, "For real?" And I was like, yeah, man, I got a drinking problem, and I don't want to drink, even though everybody, like, "Oh, does this bother you?" Like, nah, man, y'all do your thing,
Yeah.
And but that integrity to stay sober, that's what Hard Target and Breadwin, they were like, "That's fucking cool, dude. Like, you seem real serious about your music enough that you don't want to partake in the party and da-da-da." And I was like, yeah. And he was like, they're like, "You should fly down to Florida, man, shoot videos for you and work on a whole project for you," and that just out of love.
Yeah.
And that's how I first met them. And then that was like 3 years ago. And then just from then, this was before they had a label. This was before Trailer Made was a label.
Dang.
Target was with a label called Dirt Rock, right? And everybody on the label has been homies in the same circle for a while.
Yeah.
So when the label kicked off, it just made sense. All these guys who make music, all who are homies, it just made sense. And now Trailer Made is, bro, I got people who send me pictures of the label tattooed on them.
Yeah.
I put these shirts up for sale, and just out of love from the people who follow Trailer. Like, dude, I put up pre-sales. I had like 7-8 people right out the gate. "Hey, man, here's here's the money, here's the address." Just supporting us. And that I've never had, bro. That's what's dope about that, man. So I found my home with those guys, and even though, like, a bunch of white dudes, and we got a bunch of white dudes, we got one black dude, and then me,
Yeah, just kind of scattered through.
Yeah, just scattered through there. But it's all love. Everybody's down to everybody's just trying to get by and make music and pay their bills, and that's what I think is the heart of it, man.
Just so basically, you don't even in a way you don't even look at it as labels like you're like an extended family.
Extended family, and like they help me so much with the business side of this stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like they help me so much when it comes to how to actually monetize things and make music or make money off of certain stuff and like stuff that I've never but Target's been in this game for 20 years.
Damn.
And Simple Man, he's been in this game for just as long, and these are guys who have been fucked over by labels and stuff like that, and so they found a way to go about it to where everybody can collectively make money.
Yeah.
And there's no shadiness involved in it, and everybody's upfront honest. Like, dog, you ain't gonna find that nowhere else.
Yeah.
But it was just a bunch of dudes who got sick of being treated like that, and they're like, fuck it, we're gonna be our own bosses, and we're gonna do it this way so nobody's treated like we were treated. And like, so that's 20 years of experience,
Yeah.
of negative experience that I got to just kind of dodge, because they were like, let us put you on game. This is how you do this, how you do it, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And now it's just up to me to take and implement it into my music and my business part of this, and so like, yeah, it's definitely more of a family than it is a label.
Yeah. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. Just somebody to watch out for you and whatnot.
I mean, shit, I would ask Target for his money.
As far as music, do you have any? Are you working on future projects right now, or how's that?
So there is a guy, the black dude I was telling you about on our label. We've been sending stuff already back and forth. We're gonna cut a project. It'll be our first project for the label, because we've been putting out singles and features on other people's songs. This will be the first Trailer Made official project that we're putting out together. It's me and him. We haven't settled on a name for it, but I keep telling him we should call it The Other Guys.
The Other Guys.
Because like we're just the other guys. Like, we're there, but we're not the Target, the Breadwin, the Dirty, the Moccasin, the Simple Man, the Florida Dolph. No, we're the other guys, I keep telling him that, but I don't know.
just have to see where it goes.
Just gonna see where it goes. But yeah, we've already got some tracks planned out. So I think it's gonna be dope, man.
All right, yeah. Who's been your biggest inspirations? I know you kind of you love Tech Nine and some other people, but who's been the farthest?
Inspiration in this music, man. Honestly, dude, it's the guys that I rub shoulders with a lot. Like I love hearing artists from all over the place, people I've never met, probably will never meet. You know. But as far as who inspires me to keep pushing, it's the guys. It's the Sten Joddis. I had a conversation with him just a second ago. We're talking about his work in music and how he got put on the show and things like that. And I was like, dude, you don't understand. Like, you, Lil Mike and Funny Bone, you guys are paving ways. The SNRK, you guys are paving ways as a Native American, right? As a fucking Indian from here who just likes to rap.
Yeah.
You guys are opening doors and showing that there is a way for us to be heard, and that right there, that inspires me. It inspires me to like get out of my own head, because a lot of times I'm just like, man, like the Verdict video.
Yeah.
Dog, I dropped the last two videos I dropped, they did a couple thousand in a day, right?
Yeah.
And if I get so caught up in the numbers, I fuck myself up. But like they did that different days did like I think it did like 4,000 or 5,000 in the first few days.
Yeah.
And then I uploaded this video, bro, and it did only like a couple hundred in the first few days, and I was just like, oh, do I even keep going, man? Why do I even try? And I don't know, I get in that little headspace, dude.
Yeah.
But the comments that I got and the people who showed up to the premiere and they heard it, the ones who actually listened to it and who have sent me messages or left comments, they have picked up what I was trying to say in that song, And it was like, the song is directed, for those who haven't heard it, the song's directed more at the people in the church. And it's kind of like, just like, yo, dude, don't be so judgmental.
Yeah.
To some of us who are just fucking broken and trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
God came for us just like he came for you. Only we don't have it all tidied up,
Yeah.
We don't have the pants not hanging off our ass all the time, you know what I'm saying? We don't have the 3-piece suits and we don't have the perfect little picture fucking family, because, like for me, I'm a recovering needle junkie, like I'm still trying to get over like damages I did in my life for so long for shooting dope, and I'm just trying to figure this out. And the last thing I want is someone who's saying that they're my brother, you know, in church. They're like, oh, brother, you know, brother,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
shouldn't. But then they're like, you shouldn't be doing that, or you shouldn't go there, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't. And it's just like, yo, dude, I don't want to hear none of that, dog.
Yeah.
You know, because like, if I don't go do it, then who's gonna do it? You know?
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna fucking go to places that I go to try to tell somebody that God loves them? I don't think so.
Nah.
So just let me kind of do my thing, and if you don't like the message, don't listen to it. Simple, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of ties into, I would think, you know, where even in the Bible it says, "Come as you are, and let God fix you," and you know, love thy neighbor as thy
Yeah.
own. So you know, that's what you know, I believe. Not like real religious, I guess you'd say, but you know, I pay attention to it. But that's what kind of pushes me away from like actually, you know, going to church committedly, is because there's a lot of, like you were saying, judgmental people, and you know, kinds of pushes
You know,
people away more than draws people
Dude,
in.
the thing is, man. So, and I don't mean to turn this to like a religious
Oh no,
podcast
go!
or nothing,
It's
but
your
I
episode.
heard this guy. He said, "Do you got to get cleaned up to take a shower?" No, you just get in the shower
Yeah,
and you get clean. You know, you don't got to clean up to get in the shower. Same thing with with God, man. You don't have to clean up yourself to come to Him. You just come to Him.
yeah,
You just go. You just check it out. Look at it for yourself, and then everything after that. You know, like then you know, like when I first started doing, following Christ and reading my Bible, bro. I was in prison reading Bible, and I was high. You know, like I was still getting, I was still doing dope when I was on the yard. Like the first few months, I was doing dope, but I was reading this Bible, and it almost seemed like, what's the word? Like blasphemy. Like I shouldn't be reading this Bible high.
yeah,
But if I'm not gonna read it like this, then I'm not gonna read it at all because
Yeah.
I'm always high.
yeah,
So I just kept reading it, and I just kept reading it, and I just kept reading it, and then I realized like there's this dude that they're talking about. His name is Jesus, and these people didn't like him, but he knew these people, and like they fucked with him, and they understood his message. But these religious people didn't fuck with him because of where he was from. They're like, oh, you're from here, nothing can come from there, and it's just like, yo, I come from broken neighborhoods too, dog.
yeah,
Like, so he was treated the same way that I was treated. And then I just started reading it for myself. I just started, and then eventually somewhere down the way, I was just like, man, I probably shouldn't be doing this over here,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to do this. I should. And then eventually, like, I quit doing that. Didn't happen overnight. It
Yeah.
took me to go into like 12-step recovery rooms and AA and NA and things like that. And that's how I got away from the other stuff. But I knew as I'm reading this word that I shouldn't be doing that. So how do I stop doing that? Because I just can't quit,
yeah,
And there was something for me. He was like, oh, check this out. Here's this room, 12 steps of NA or AA, And it's like, okay, well, let's try this, There's guys over here who use just like I used and who drank like I drank, and they don't drink like that no more. So how did they do it? Oh, well, they did it like this. Well, okay, show me how to do this then, and then I'll try it, And I tried it, and it worked for a little bit the first time, but then I quit, relapsed, and got fucked off for another year and a half, and lost my kids some more. Lost my kids twice, and then at some point was like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. Like I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing this.
yeah,
And I had an answer, so I just went back to those same guys. I was like, yo, okay, maybe I'll listen to you this time. Like the last time I was hearing you, but I wasn't listening to you.
Listen, yeah,
Yeah, so maybe I'll listen to you, So go to meetings, bet I'll go to meetings. Yeah, work with a sponsor. I don't even know what that is, but fucking sign me up,
yeah.
I'll do it your way, I'm tired of doing it my way. And then eventually, like now I'm sitting here, I got like 3.5 years clean and sober, man.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. And the thing is, when that happened, this happened. Like whenever I got finally away from all the other bullshit,
Yeah.
I realized that I could put so much more effort into making music and actually getting myself heard. And then I get this show, and then I get that show, and then I meet Lil Mike and Funny Bone at the last show. And those dudes are Christian dudes. They don't cuss. They don't like none of that stuff in their
Yeah.
music. I didn't know that about them until they asked me to do a track with them. They were like, "Hey, will you do a song with us?" And then they sent me something.
Yeah.
But this is what I really love, and I respect those guys. Is that when they sent me the track, they said, "Okay, man." They were like, "We don't really like." They didn't really know what I was all about.
Yeah.
But they were like, "So, we just ask that you don't cuss, and you don't glorify getting drunk and high. You don't glorify the streets, like selling drugs and stuff, you know. So they set parameters on what I should write, and it's funny because like I don't write about that stuff at all. Like if I'm talking about drugs or something, it's about how it did damage to me. It's never to like, oh, you should get a sack, make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You know, my music's not that. I cuss. I have a problem with my language. But when they told me that, like I respected that enough to be like, you know what, I got you, dude. I got you. And then they sent me a track, and I cut a track with them. I don't think they've released it yet. Actually, I don't think. Yeah, I know they haven't. But it got me. And then they're Christian dudes. So whenever I had a Zoom call with them about this track, the first Zoom call that I had with them, bro, we spent like 30, 45 minutes on the phone. We didn't even talk about the track. We got into this conversation about Christianity and God and a Native American following this, because I was always raised to believe that Jesus is a white man's religion. You know, came over on the boat. So I was explaining that to them, and they spoke some stuff into my life on that subject right there. They were like, well, you know, did you know, like back in the day and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I was, and like what they told me was, it blew my mind, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say it on this podcast because that's a personal conversation I had with them, and I don't know how, but anyways, but they spoke on that fact alone, and it was in the moment, it was what I needed to hear. And it was like, you know what? Maybe there are a lot of similarities when you stop looking at so much of the differences, you know?
Yeah.
People are the ones who fucked it all up, right? People fuck up the things, but it was never the intention that way. So I got to meet them, and the more that I stay faithful to what I've been told to do, and that's, hey, you don't get drunk, you don't get high no more, and you don't get to judge people. Like, those are my biggest three. Because, bro, I like to get high, I like to get drunk, and I like to judge everybody, you know? And it's like, okay, I don't get to do that no more. So I spend most of my day trying not to do that I don't have time to, like, figure out life. But things just happen for me. And it's just like, okay, you know what? Take care of priority number one. And that's to make sure I'm honoring what God has asked me to do. And then the rest, it is what it is. And so when I drop a song like Verdict and it gets slept on, I almost get kind of discouraged for a second. But everybody who listened to it, they understood the message I was trying to say. And they were like, yo, I felt this. You know, or, oh, dude, I needed to hear this. And so I think the 500 people that have listened to it so far, it's like, it means something to them. And like that's enough for me, you know, and I have to remind myself that's enough for me, because whoever heard it and they really heard it, they just didn't listen to it, they really heard it, they were like, okay, bet, then that's what it was for. You know?
Yeah, just like whenever you drop every day, you know, I listen to it. See, whenever I'll listen to new songs and stuff, I'll listen to it, then I'll replay it in my head. Then the next day, I usually actually sit down and really, really listen to it and break down the lyrics and stuff. And that's what I've done to Verdict, even on the way up here, because my girlfriend and my daughter was asleep and stuff. When I was driving up here in the truck and stuff, I just start listening to it and everything, and start kind of breaking down the lyrics and stuff. You know, that's really what I love about your type of music, is the message that you put out behind the actual song and stuff, letting your experience and everything, and how you've been treated and whatnot, and the type of stuff you went through, and putting it into your music, and letting everybody else know that, you know, pretty much they're not the only ones feeling that one way. You know, it's happening everywhere, and, you know, it's okay to think this way and everything else.
Yeah, man, it is. No, I'm not doing it tonight, though.
Let's see what oh damn it, I had something in my head, but what do you I believe I asked you this last time, but, you know, we didn't get to release it. What do you see yourself in at least 5 years? You keep going at this.
Man, I want to go on a tour. I don't even want to headline a tour. I just want to go, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go and get in front of people and see different places I've never seen. I just got to go to Springfield, which is, it's only like 3 hours from here, but I've never been to Springfield. You know, never had a reason to go to Springfield, Missouri. It was pretty dope, man. I didn't know it was a college town, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then the way they have their downtown set up is pretty fucking cool, man. You know, I've gotten to go to Nashville a couple of times. I went to Kentucky. I got to see I went to Corbin, Kentucky. I played a show, and I got to see the very first KFC that was ever built. Yeah, it still looks like how it originally was built. You know.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I've been to Georgia. I played Baxley, Georgia. There's another little town in Georgia. Been through Atlanta a couple of times. I've been to Florida now numerous times. Orlando, Tampa. You know, Clearwaters. I've been to California, you know, like I went to San Diego. Yeah, and all of it, dog, is off of the music. Whether I'm playing a show or I'm going to meet somebody to record something or I'm doing, you know, it's amazing how these songs have taken me. Like, and before these last couple of years, dog, I've never traveled. I'd never been out of Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. That was it. You know, from the Navajo reservation to here. My dad lived in Texas, and that was it. That's as much as of the country as I've ever seen, you know. But most of the time, I'm here. I'm in Tulsa.
Yeah.
You know, like I've been here for a long time. Moved out of the reservation, you know, when I was like 18. I'm fucking 33 now, coming up on 34, and it's like I've only ever been here. So in the next 5 years, dog, I'm trying to go to Pennsylvania with my boy Dirty. You know, I'm trying to go see the whole New York, all that up there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go see what that looks like. You know, like I'm trying to move around, man. I
That's
really
good.
am.
You got a favorite city so far that you visited?
Yeah, it would be where the fuck is it? It's in Kentucky, Lexington.
Lexington?
Yeah, I think it's Lexington. Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it.
Well,
Kentucky is dope. But and I'm moving to Florida though.
if you go on tour, how many stops you want to do?
I'm not even tripping, dog. I'm not even tripping. Give me like 10 and I'll be happy. 10 in an area I've never been to. I'm down.
You got any towns planned out that you want to go to?
Not right now. Nope, not right now, man. I'm just wherever the wind blows, man. That's where I'm gonna go.
All
and
right.
I would like to go with somebody who is like a headlining tour.
Yeah.
That way I could just go, you know, and get heard.
All right.
You know, I ain't even tripping. My favorite spots on these shows, bro, is to go on like first or second. Go up there, give them something real quick, and then get off stage.
Get out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get off here, you got any shout outs or just whatever you want to say? I'll let you.
Nah, man, for real, I appreciate you. I'm sorry it took me a second to get here.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
No, man, but shout out Sten Joddi for putting us on the show tonight. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that music, but we're getting ready to light up the shrine in Tulsa. So, yeah, man, that's really all I got.
All right, yeah. Well, everybody, signing off, Frank Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all go follow him, YouTube, wherever.
Yep.
Yeah, they gonna hear that.
Yeah.
All right, get out of here.
I know that they'll never really let me in. Persecuted, cause the fact is I think different. I know that one day something's got to give. Save the gavel for the jury, tell my verdict's in. Ezekiel 33:11, God said, I take no pleasure in the death of a wicked man, that the wicked man turn from his ways and live. Christ told me pick up this cross, carry daily. He seen a gem inside of me when others said I may be lost in this world, never coming back, I'm crazy. Off with this girl, shooting meth here on a daily. Being in the gutter where we killing one another. Had strife in this life that would only shame my mother. Now I fight for the right to bring this message to another. But the ones who don't like are the ones who call me brother. They say that ain't my missing, but maybe my method's different. Cause the message that I'm giving, I'm praying you never get it. See, I'm shooting for the prison, everybody in the system, all the one who's in addiction, so just take a seat and listen. I know that they'll never really let me in. Persecuted, cause the fact is I